everybody. We're back. It's another episode of Nine and I'm at Home. How's everybody doing?
Great. Well,
good.
Phenomenal. That's what I like to hear. Great. So I guess we're going to be playing some games tonight, I guess, that aren't online. We're not playing any video games tonight. We're going to be playing some card games, I guess. Something. Dawn, why don't you explain to us a little bit what we've got?
Yeah, we'll play two of the party games we played at a couple of the at home from the first season.
Oh, okay.
We'll play both. I think a little bit of both would be good. So we're going to do a little Never Have I Ever.
Nice.
And I'm just going to pull cards, and if you never have I ever done whatever's on the card, if you've actually done it, raise your hand. I'll pick somebody to say their story. And then if you have a better story, then you can also tell your story. How about that?
Now we're trying to one-up each other?
Yeah, we're trying to one-up each other.
I've never done anything. I'm an angel.
Yeah. We've got one angel.
I'm going to get the best story.
Angel is also an angel.
You're Louisa.
And then after we do that, we'll play a little If You Had To, which I'll explain that when we get to it, okay?
If we have to.
Do it.
All right, so let's start.
If you have done it, you have to drink. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, take a sip. I don't
This
have any.
is water. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
All right, so first one. Never have I ever been in a crazy fight over a parking spot.
Over a parking spot.
I think actually I have. Like, I wouldn't say it's crazy. Here, we're going to start the bar low with my crappy story.
Okay, James, go ahead.
Someone could totally have a better story than this. But basically, one time when I was working, we'll just say somewhere, I was driving around the parking space and I was looking for a spot before I go into work because there's a specific time I'm supposed to sign in. And I was about to miss it. And I drive around, I see people, also driving around looking, and I see a space open up, and I'm like, oh, this is great. As the guy's pulling out, I pull right in. And then this, old lady, talks to me, as I walk out. She's like, I was waiting for that spot. And I was like, what? No, you weren't. You didn't get here. And my adrenaline was up because I get really freaked out when I'm driving. And then after I got in, signed in, I thought to myself, it's like, oh crap, I was totally wrong. And then I didn't get super mad at the old lady. I got mad at her, but I didn't yell at her.
Right? You didn't say I hope you have a stroke, you old bat, or something. That's what I expect from
totally
a James story.
It was like there's no going back, and if I walked into her today,
that's actually a line. I hope you have a stroke, you old bat, is a line I heard some guy in a liquor store say to an old lady when I was in college. I was in the Walgreens liquor store on Red Road in Miami, and we're waiting in line, and this guy, I don't even know what it was about. He turns around and says to the old lady behind him, I hope you have a stroke, you old bat.
Maybe he just says that to all old ladies.
Maybe. I don't know.
One time in a Walgreens, I got a stranger to pay for my tampons. That was awesome.
Because of a fight, or?
Fantastic.
No,
Yeah, because of a fight? Yeah, that would
there was this guy in front of me, and he was like, I don't know, he was just like a mellow kind of dude, and he had his pants kind of down on his butt, and he was just he was kind of vibing, I don't know, and he was standing behind me, and I tried to buy my stuff at Walgreens, and it was tampons and chocolate, because what else do you buy together? It makes perfect sense, right?
I think they go on sale together.
Yeah, exactly. So I went and my card declined or whatever.
Oh.
And I had cash, or I had my credit card or something, so it wasn't a big whoop. But he was like, no, miss, I got you. And he went up and he bought it for me. And I was like, are you my best friend?
I want a random person to come up to me while I'm buying deodorant and do that just sometimes. So, you know what? I don't want you to stink.
And I wondered too, I was like, is he hitting on me, or is he just buying a stranger tampons? what a weird. It was just weird.
Men are just that uncomfortable around menstruation.
Yeah, just
that,
get it over with.
He was just trying to get you
I'll
to
play it.
move on.
Get out.
Either
Anyway,
that or he
Not
thought
part
that
of the
was gonna
game. I just like that story. Sorry.
He either thought that or he thought that this would be like the best how they met story. Like, well, your mother here was buying chocolate tampons, and I, being a gentleman, oh, honey, you tell it so well.
He didn't talk like that. He was like,
No, but he thought like that. His internal monologue.
he was like,
was
I
that
got you,
100%.
boo. Like,
Boo. Wow. All right, next one. Next
Another
one.
card. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Never have I ever
Yes.
been the center of a bad rumor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. You're the
I'm
first one up. Anybody else? No?
Not that I know of.
All
I
right,
was
Kelly, you
gonna
go
say,
ahead with your story. And
I'm
we'll...
100% not sharing it either. That's how bad it was.
What?
Ooh,
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
juicy.
Yep, it involves Rocky Horror. We'll just put it that way.
oh.
Ah,
So,
enough
a terrible
said.
rumor that I had to
All
put
right,
to
anybody
bed
else got a
immediately.
story that they
Enough
can
said.
tell?
People have only ever said nice things about me, so we should
Yeah.
probably just move on.
Oh.
I mean,
I
mean,
Or
now
we spread the
I
rumors
have
about
like
you.
girls. I have like girls being crappy stories. Like when I
Yeah.
was in this, it was like when I was in the 6th grade, my friends all like pretended that they made up this new friend, and they kept saying how happy they were that they were moving away. And oh yeah, it was me. Like they were happy that I was moving away.
Ow.
And they made up this whole like scenario where they were like, we're so glad this girl blah 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 is moving away. And I was like, yeah. And then they were like, oh, that was you the whole time. And I'm like, thanks,
Angel,
guys. Peace
even
out.
though we only ever connect on Zoom, I would be sad if you moved away. Side
I
note,
would be sad.
I'll be moving away soon.
I'm already sad about that.
I want there to be a punchline to this
I
story,
am.
but now I just want to.
I've got one. Ladies, can I buy your tampons so we can go on? Or thank you. All right.
Maybe
Moving
that's
on.
why I became a middle school teacher. Who knows?
There you go.
Who's to
You get in
say?
trouble for that one.
All right, another card. All right. Never have I ever been stuck in a friend zone or friend zoned someone.
Oh, I have friends.
Oh yeah.
I've done it.
Okay. Let's Cooper, go ahead.
Which one?
It says or one or the other. Better story, whichever has the better story.
I really like this girl. She didn't reciprocate, and I was in the friend zone many times.
Vague. Vague. I
feel
love
like
it.
that's the problem with this one. Is it's kind of just like a normal thing that happens. Like you get rejected, but they don't outright hate you. That's not a.
Yeah.
Who is so
It's not-
vague
it's not-
in general,
yeah.
like
I'm the
in
best
general about ladies though? Like I try
Angel
to find
Angel
out.
has a good one.
Okay,
I
Angel,
really
go.
do. So I met my husband when we were 17. We were in high school, and we were totally friend zoned. Like the whole time, I was completely in love with him from the time I was like 18, and like to the point of like he dropped out of school. He went in the military. I would send him like gift baskets when he was in Iraq, and like when he was in Korea. Like when he broke up with his girlfriend. When we were like freshmen in college, I nursed him through that breakup. Like I was on the phone with him for like 6 hours. It wasn't until, 12 years later that we finally started dating. And I had told my best friend when I was 19, I'm like, I'm going to marry him and have his babies. And then I did. 20 years later.
So there.
I don't know if this is romantic or frightening. You wore the man down. Completely wore him
He's
down.
my
It's like
favorite. I love
you
him.
won.
And now you have 2 children, so he's stuck.
Yeah.
He's mine now.
That's right. Trapped.
Angel is 2 for 2 on stories that make me sad.
Only
Why?
only
It's a
once in a
happy
great
ending, dude. Come on.
Wait, I could tell my friend zone story that happened most recently,
Yes.
but we're such good friends that she'll probably be watching this.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah,
Well, I've
I
got a
hope
good
she's
one.
watching.
I've got a
Right.
good one from high school.
go for it.
I was sitting around with some buddies of mine. We were hanging out, just doing our thing, and the phone calls at my buddy's house because, everybody knew we were there and what have you. So he answers the phone. He says, Chloe, it's for you. I said, me? All right, cool. Pick up the phone, and there is a girl from the high school, part of another group of friends. We all hung out together in the theater, whatever. Calls me and asks me if I wanted to go to prom with her. And I said, and I kid you not, dumb kid, I said, well, I don't know. I was going to ask somebody else. Wait, is she there? Because I heard her in the background. It wasn't prom. Wait a minute. It was homecoming. It was homecoming. It wasn't prom.
Oh, well, that makes it better, you jerk.
So I said, put her on. And I asked her to go to homecoming instead. And we went.
Did the other girl find a date?
I don't know. I didn't care in that moment. So me being the incredibly insensitive teenager, I'm like, oh no, I was gonna ask so-and-so. Wait a minute, I hear her in the background. Put her on.
Kelly, that's not friend zoning. That's outright rejection.
Well, we stayed friends. That's the good point.
That's
we
a
stayed
lie.
friends. I just know that when I was saying that, I turn around and all my buddies are standing behind me and they're going, they're making that face. They're like, after I hung up, they're like, okay, that was a bold move. What was that? I was like, well, I don't want to go to her.
Yes, like in front of her friend too. She's like, yeah.
Hold on a second. It's Kelly. He wants to ask you to homecoming. Yeah, wow. I thought about that one for years afterward, just going, oh God, you dummy.
Wow.
So, but that's all right. She's married. She's got kids now. Everything's great. The other girl, I didn't remember what happened. Yeah. So
I have one that I don't know if it's like friend zone technically, but when I was in high school, my first semester, my senior year, I was at a party, and I'm hoping this one will make James sad again, because that's really my whole point in life. So I was in high school, and I'm at this party. I don't know, it was September, I think, or whatever. And this girl's friend came up to me, and she's like, you know, you should ask Katie out and stuff like, or no, oh, it must have been the end of my junior year. Sorry, because there's a whole driver's license thing involved. Anyway, so you should talk to Katie, and I'm like, why? Does she need something? You know, why do I need to talk to her? And so I find out she like clipped a picture of me out of the paper and was carrying it around with her or something. And I went and talked to her, and we ended up, going on a couple dates over the summer. It was over the summer because I was just getting my license. I was 17 and just getting my license, because that's the way Long Island rolls. It's not like down here where you get your license at like 14. So she, we finally started dating, and then 2 weeks into September, when the next school year started, her family moved away. So it was like we got to date for a couple weeks, but she had been carrying around my picture for I don't even know how long. But
my God. Oh my God. I do have one last one about me getting I got one of me getting dumped before ever even meeting the girl.
Oh my.
It was totally it was my fault, but it wasn't my fault. In college, I was in a fraternity. We were having a formal, and a girl that I know set me up with another girl entirely. And the point of the formal was all the guys had to color coordinate with the girls, right? So they say, okay, this is the girl. She's wearing periwinkle blue. And I said, oh, okay. What the hell is periwinkle blue? So I didn't say that out loud until about a week later, when I finally went, I haven't found anything yet to coordinate because I don't even know what the hell periwinkle blue is. And finally, I got a hold of the same girl that had set it up. And she goes, oh, no, she kind of moved on because she didn't even know what periwinkle blue was. And I just went, you told her that? She's like, yeah, no. She was like, no, if he doesn't even know how his blues, I guess I'm not interested. And I'm just like, well, that's a dumb thing. All right, whatever.
Hey, so, I don't date the chromatically challenged.
Apparently, all right. Yeah. It was more of a funny story because I was like, okay, fine, but that's hilarious.
That's amazing.
I have a story similar to yours, Kelly. I'll keep it brief, and it ends in a pun. So,
as all good stories do.
As all good stories do. When I was in college, I had a huge crush on this one girl, and I asked her to this one college dance. I said, "Would you want to go to this dance with me?" And she said, No. But do you know if Richard Chew has a date? She asked me if the guy she wanted to go with, if I knew that I was like, I'll check. I'll look into that for you.
Let me go look real quick.
Yeah. And so they ended up going to the dance together and they ended up getting married. Now, her name is Bonnie Walk and his name was Richard Chew. So she became Bonnie Walk Chew.
Okay.
I like it.
Nice. All right, Dawn, let's hear another one.
All right, new card. Never have I ever been in handcuffs. Whoa.
Really?
I think I want to hear all the stories. Eric, go ahead. Go ahead with yours.
Oh, it's really it's not that big a deal. I've been in several situations where handcuffs were used in a non-law enforcement capacity.
Oh my.
That's
I see.
Oh wait, you did a show that I directed that had handcuffs.
Yes.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, now I remember.
Me too.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
And we're good. We'll just stick with that. It was on stage. Yeah, on stage.
Cooper, what's yours?
Stage 2.
Well, there's the law enforcement one and the non-law enforcement one. The non-law enforcement one is I was doing a murder mystery dinner theater show, and I was the killer. And so at the end, when we take our curtain calls, they put me in fake handcuffs. And I take my bow in the fake handcuffs. But one night, I put my arms behind my back to get the handcuffs on, and all of a sudden the handcuffs were like really heavy. That night, I'm like, what the hey? And they put real handcuffs on me to do the curtain call for this murder mystery theater. And I was like, very funny, very funny. So yeah. It's just all of a sudden it's like, that's not plastic. That's not plastic. Yeah.
Oh, wait, but the law enforcement.
Yeah.
Oh, I was arrested for driving on a unregistered car.
Oh.
My registration had expired. I was arrested, taken to jail, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Wow.
Don't they normally just give you like a fine? I mean,
it depends on how long it's been unregistered.
It was unregistered for a while. Yeah.
If it had been unregistered for like 5 years, then yeah.
In 12 hours, I was going to register it, and they caught me the night before I was going to register it, as dumb luck would have it.
I think the problem is that sounds like a lie. So when you say that, hey, in 12 hours, I'm going to register this.
Yeah, they didn't buy it either, but
that's why the cop was like, I'm done with you.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is I had a business card in my pocket that had my name and had cartoons, animation, improv, something to that effect on the business card. And so, when they emptied my pockets, they took that card, and when they're putting me into the handcuffs and into the car, they said, now we're going to have to be real careful with you because we saw that you can do tricks.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But I wasn't ever behind bars or anything like that. It was basically like waiting at the gate of the airport to board your plane, but you don't have your watch or shoes. And it was sitting in chairs, just waiting around in this big lobby type area. And then, I made my phone call, and then I got to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I ended up behind the door, so to speak. This one's a very short. I will make it short, but this is a 3-parter. Okay. The first part is I sometime around the late 90s, early 2000s, I had ran a stop sign and got a ticket that I forgot to pay, which led to my license being suspended. So I was driving along one night in my car. I get pulled over by a policeman. He checks. He says, "You're under suspension. I gotta take you away." So he took me away and left my car in the road there. I got processed, the whole thing, got bailed out. Went back and got my car and said, okay, I'm going to take it to my parents' house. That's it until I get this thing paid off, and then we'll figure it out. I go to my parents' neighborhood. Who happens to be training a whole bunch of other policemen on bikes, but the guy who had pulled me over 12 hours earlier. So now I'm driving by and there's a fleet of policemen on bikes. And it's like slowly I'm just looking like, don't be the guy. It's the guy. I go around the corner, pull into my parents' parking space there in the driveway, go in the house. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he didn't see me, maybe he didn't recognize. I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. My mom answers the door and she turns around white as a ghost and says, you need to go outside now. And I'm like, why? Okay, so I go outside. All of these police officers, all told 12, had weapons pulled and had surrounded my parents' house. They were all doing some kind of, I don't know, training kind of thing. Well, they finally took me into the middle of the street and surrounded me with guns drawn. And I'm standing there in my parents' neighborhood where they've tried to be so, surrounded by police, and they're thinking, oh, dear God, the news is going to be here in a minute. Car pulls up to take me away, right?
Yeah.
Finally, that all gets in. I get put in the car and go. Now, I was working at the radio station at the time as a DJ. We drive down the road to get to where the jail is. This is night 2, by the way, in the jail. We drive down, and there's a giant billboard where my fellow disc jockeys are doing a sit-in on the billboard to raise money for the police. So the cop pulled over to say hi to his buddies. Now my friends are live on the air looking down at me and saying on the air, oh, looks like Scott Kelly, which was my radio name. Scott Kelly's here right now, and he's just sitting in the car. I don't know what he's doing. Hey, he's waving at us. And I'm like, I'm not waving. My hands aren't even moving. And I'm like trying to look at them like, no, don't say a word. No. And we fight. So the guy drives away, and they were perplexed. They're like, why did he just come by in the car and sit? They thought I was coming to join them on the side. Nope, getting arrested. We get to the jail. I have to spend the night because who bailed me out the first time had just had a whole bunch of cops in their front yard, and I had just been bailed out the night before. They said, not this time. You get to spend the night. So I went to court. Went to court the next morning real quick. The judge was fantastic. She's like, oh, man, that's a horrible story. That life is bad. Let's see what your original ticket was for. $30. Oh, come on. This shouldn't have even happened for $30. Can you pay it? And I said, yes, of course. And she goes, okay, fine. Go pay at the desk there. We'll call it even. As I'm walking out of the courtroom, she goes, oh, by the way, Mr. Clough, I loved you in that play one weekend ago. Play that I was doing at the Fire Hall Theater in front of all of these people waiting. She's like, oh, I loved you in that play. I'm just going, what the hell is going on with my weekend? That's the 3-parter there. That's my best
I just like the idea of your car being followed by 12 cops on bikes. It's like O.J. Simpson Tour de France.
I'm amazed that I've known you 10 years and have never heard this story.
Really? Oh, man. That's not the only time I have been put in bracelets. I can tell you that. I had a very, very interesting first half of my 20s.
Wow. Well, one more coincidence that weekend, and you would have gotten a free one.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Oh, my God. I did get, this is one's real quick. This one is also good. I walked out of my apartment building one time to go walk to work one day. And this is a different situation with another fine that hadn't been paid. And as I'm walking down the street, police car pulls up, and I think nothing of it because I didn't even know that this was a problem because I wasn't paying attention. I'm an idiot. A buddy that I knew from high school gets out in full uniform, calls me from across the street. Hey, Kelly! I'm like, well, hey, man, what's going on? He goes, hey, come here. I'm like, all right.
Don't do it.
I jog across the street. He goes, hey, man, turn around. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Click. Here we go. You got a warrant. I'm like, what the hell? And I had just bought him a drink at the bar 3 nights before.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Small town America.
Yeah. Buddy from high school, he's like, hey, come here, turn around. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Click, get in the car. I'm like, you son of a bee. Are you kidding? You could have said that. He goes, you would have ran. I'm like, look at me. I'm not running.
You're a flight risk.
Those are my stories. But anyway. So next one, Don. Next one.
Well, I think we're going to go on to the second party game here.
I love it. Let's do it.
If I had to.
Yes. We'll do a couple
So
rounds
this
of
one,
that.
I'm going to present 2 situations, and you guys tell me which one you're going to take. You got to
Okay.
take one of them. You have to choose one.
Go one
So
at a time.
our first one is, you are always naked. Always. You're always naked. That's your first choice. Or you're a nun now.
Well, those are the two opposites.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have-
you're either going to be naked or you're a nun.
who are
I
you going
can't
with?
be a
on this?
naked nun.
No, one or the other. One or the other. We'll go around and see what everybody says. Angel, go ahead. Which one are you deciding?
I'd be a nun, but only if I could be one of those like
No, there's no.
super liberal nuns that like chain themselves to factory doors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Attend gay pride parades and such.
Yes, and be like, I'm gonna give you a hug. Pretend it's
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Have Susan Sarandon play you in movies.
James, which one are you doing?
Always naked. I just, I don't feel like I want to adopt a religion or.
How are you
change
going to
my
get
gender.
around?
I'm just gonna say, hey, this is a condition I have. A sorcerer placed this curse on me. I'm stuck like this. It was this or being a nun, and yeah, I'm just gonna be naked all the time.
That's what they all say, lover
I'll just
boy.
have to work out, just stay in shape, and people will be like, okay, it's weird that he's naked, but looking good. That's what I'll go for.
I mean, in the Zoom world, it could be a possibility.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Louisa, which one you picking?
I genuinely hate the feeling of like the air on my skin. Like I constantly wear long sleeves and long pants. If you know me, you know this. I hate.
We know this.
Yeah, we know this.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like the sensation of being naked all the time. So I think I would choose the nun bit. But now that I'm like thinking about it, I think it would motivate me more to like get in shape. So like maybe I would be naked all the time, and I would just like move to a warm climate and be a nudist.
You're in Florida.
Yeah, it is
And
common.
like eat fruit all the time and just like lie on a beach. Maybe get that. Who cares?
So that's 2 for Paradise Lakes. Got it.
All right.
Like,
Eric, which one are you going with?
Oh, naked. I mean, I'm an atheist. The hell am I going to do as a nun?
the atheist nun.
I got a question about the nun part. Like, do you have to be like a faithful nun? Or like, can you do like shady stuff on the side? Like,
No,
you
faithful
use
nun.
other
We're
nuns?
going faithful.
Like, so long as you like keep it under the radar, like you're just like, okay, we're
I think
alone
so.
now. Be one of those nuns, like, that's just. That's
You ever see that
totally
movie, The
okay.
Little Hours?
James, Pornhub pulled all those videos. Okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cooper,
Sister
which
Act's
one are
already
you going
been
with?
done.
I would go with naked. However, I would say to everyone who would listen, I'm not really naked. I'm wearing really super fly outfit, and if you aren't intelligent enough, you can't see it.
Right.
There you go.
Yep,
Fool
there's
This
new
everybody.
look is
clothes.
going to be hitting Milan next season.
That's right. The Emperor's New Clothes thing. That's right.
There you go.
Kelly?
There you go. I'm actually going to go with none, and I'll tell you why. Because there are places that naked people can't go, but there's really no place I'm aware of that nuns can't. So I can still go everywhere I want to go if I'm a nun. So I'm going to go with the nun thing, only because
Yeah, you just can't do anything in any of those places.
I've known some nuns that have been able to
Get down.
tip a few.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. New situation here.
Also, want
All right.
sunburn.
You can.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
true.
there's that.
See, the 2 redheads chose the non-naked option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. All right. First option is you can have your failures broken down on Sports Center nightly, or everyone talks to you like you're a 2-year-old.
First one, definitely Sports Center. That, like, if I can get, that's not an if I could, if I could just have that, no other conditions. Like, it's not even a problem. That would be amazing. I want people to do that. People talking to me like I'm a baby all the time would get really old. But I feel like people breaking down my problems like John Madden would be freaking amazing.
You don't think that would get old? Like every night you
like
go
every
into your
night.
house and
It's
like a
something to look
voiceover
forward
comes
to.
up.
And it could help me correct for the crap I do. So I won't keep making the same mistake over and over again. I just need someone to explain to me why the stupid thing I did was stupid without me having to ask because I'm too proud. If it's just on Sports Center.
I think you benefit from that, James, actually.
I love it. I love the idea of turning on the TV every night and then da-da-da-da-da-da, and then they do a replay of all the stupid things I've done the day. He reaches up, he's going to throw the coffee pot into the garbage. No dice! You know, that would be just amazing, I think. So I'm definitely going with that one. I want Joe Buck to talk about what a terrible person I am.
I think what it is we're all actors, so we're all egomaniacs. So
Yeah.
we're like,
yeah.
I'd love to sit down and watch me at the end of the day. What could be better?
That'll do it.
But I will say, I like to be, well, I am spoken to anyway, like I'm 2 years old, because I'm the youngest in my entire family. Like,
You're also really short.
Yeah. And like even on stage, like I play like a small person. I just look it, and people tend to talk to me like that anyway. But I like when certain people talk to me like I'm a child. For instance, like a comforting old woman with like a huge bosom. If she's like, "Oh, baby girl, sweet child," I'm like, I feel wrapped in a warm hug, eating some mac and cheese. It is comfort. It is
Aww.
I feel like everything's gonna be all right. So I don't know. I like the Sports Center thing, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I like the Sports Center thing too, because my mistakes are either very, very small or hysterically big. Slapstick comedy big. And I have the perfect title for the segment. Wait for it. Hoopers Bloopers.
Wow.
Love it.
I was going to call it Miss the Hoop. Something like that. All right, let's hear another one.
Sure. Okay.
Wait. Mine would be James Defames. Huh?
Nice.
Okay, I just rushed it.
No.
Losing Lou.
This would be on the center thing. That joke would be. See, this is where he should have just let it go. He got an idea in his head, and then he just decided to go for it, and then he decided to run with it. You can just see Kelly's face here and how angry he is that he's doing the John Madden bit. I don't know why he would do that. Why would he continue to do that? Back to you, Tom.
Amazing.
James keeps doing it for the 14th time. We don't know why he's doing it. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Here's your options. Number one, you can alternate between being a goat and a human every other year. So 2021, you're a goat. 2022, you're a human.
So like Tom Brady? I could be Tom Brady every other year?
No, I'm thinking actual goat.
Oh.
Actual animal.
You can still do yoga.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or your left hand hates you and randomly tries to kill you.
Already does.
Mine too.
Angel has her left hand up, so I'm guessing that's what you're going with.
Because I am left-handed, and it's a thing where like left-handed people don't live as long because the entire world is designed for right-handed people. And so like I feel like I'm already living this life.
That's why Gerald Ford fell down all the time.
My left hand is constantly trying to kill me.
Yeah.
All right, Louisa.
I don't have any desire to be a goat. I won't lie to you. And I feel like my left hand already does betray me. Like me at the gym with like a 20-pound weight, me at the gym with like a 10. Like I can't on my left side. It's useless. It betrays me anyway. So sure, let's go with that because it's already happening.
I couldn't possibly live in the South and be a goat for an entire year. Let's just put it that way. There is no way in hell either I'm going to get sacrificed for Santeria or I'm going to get eaten.
Santeria is mostly chickens.
Well, I've seen a few things in my time. I've been, I don't know. But I'm in the South, and I'm in Florida in particular. I would be hunted nonstop. And I don't know if I could spend an entire year that way. And then, like, what is the transformation process like? Is it like New Year's Eve? Nobody will kiss me on New Year's Eve, and so I just, that's not going to work. Okay, so I'll stick with the left hand situation only because I forget it's there most of the time anyway. And so if it were to actually betray me and start trying to kill me, it would probably win because I don't even know that it's there half the time. So just take me out. I don't care.
See, I'm going with the goat thing 100 times out of 100.
Really?
You get to eat anything you goddamn well want. You'll never get sick.
That's true.
And, every other year, you don't have to deal with human bullshit.
Or taxes.
Get a break.
Or taxes.
I mean, come on.
We all said taxes.
This isn't even a choice.
I mean, you could just alternate between being a yoga instructor and then the goat in goat yoga. So there you go. You win.
You get to start over every other year.
Yeah. I would pick the left hand thing because 2 times in my life I've worked with goats.
Oh God.
And Eric was there for one of them. And it was not a pleasant experience.
Well, no, because it died.
I wasn't even there, and it died. And I still get Hooper drives the goat. But I wasn't even there when the goat kicked it. I wasn't even there. But the other time was I was working at a restaurant called Crawdaddy's off of the Causeway, and it was set up to be like this old timey fish camp, tin roofs. It looked like a big old shack, and they had goats and chickens in the yard. And so at night, I had to put the goats into where the goats go. And I learned you can't stand behind them because they kick. You can't stand in front of them because they butt.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was tough. But the left hand thing, my left hand is already mad at me because when I started off, my dad's left-handed and I got that gene. So I was drawing, I was writing everything with my left hand until I got into first grade. And I went to St. John's Greek Orthodox in first grade, 1966. The nuns, they didn't dress in habits. They were plainclothes nuns. But this one teacher said, you really should be learning to practice with the right hand. Don't be using the left hand, be using the right hand. And so I said, yeah, sure, because I didn't know any better. I was 6 years old. So I feel like one day my left hand is just going to come up and go, you didn't fight for me. Where were you? So my left hand already hates me.
John Hooper killed by his left or sinister hand.
I think I might go with the goat thing, just because if I go with the left hand thing, I'm going to just have to cut it off. I drive way too much. It's going to have an opportunity to kill me very easily. So it's like if you go with the left hand, you're cutting it off, and then you just have to worry about it like crawling like cousin it or whatever.
Eventually, it loses power because it rots away.
Well, hopefully. But I mean,
you don't know much about James, do you?
Anyways, but the goat thing might actually be really awesome, and it would totally be worth doing if I get to start off as a kid. Because like when those things come out, they are super happy, and then it's like they're the happiest creature alive, and then everything else is downhill from there.
And they're adorable.
Would you continue to age?
What's that?
Like, would you have your goat age and your human age, or would you just continue to age throughout?
Yeah, age, you die really quick being a goat. Like, you don't get to be in your 50s and also a goat in your 50s.
But if you're only doing it once every other year,
well, yeah,
25 in goat years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I get to be a kid, totally the goat. If I don't get to be the kid, I just want to be like one of those old depressed goats that lies around all day and chews on soda cans. I don't want to do that. I'm going to
kind of a life
cartoon goat
and then just stay on the lookout for it crawling away and trying to like scheme with other people's left hands to
All right, Dawn.
Do we have time for one more?
Let's do one more, then we'll call her an episode. What do you say?
Okay. All right. So this will be fun. Let's get a little crazy here. Your option is Poe from Teletubbies is a pimp, and you're his bottom bitch.
Okay.
The other one.
Great.
Or
I'm in.
you are haunted by a life-sized Furby.
Aren't all Furbies by definition life size?
No, I think life-size, like 5'5", 6 foot, like.
Okay, I
you're
apparently
thinking
don't understand what a Furby is then.
You're thinking of a furry.
Yes.
Oh no, yeah, Furby.
Furby
What
is
is
the
a
little.
The eyes and the beak.
It's the little toy. It looks like a Mugwai from Gremlins, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's got
Yeah,
ears.
I'm not going to have much for this one. I never saw Teletubbies. I remember the Jerry Falwell deal with it.
What's the sweet one?
Jerry Falwell
Can I
said they were all
train the
gay
Furby?
and tried to boycott them or something. But
I mean, it's haunting you, so I don't think you can train it.
I think of all the things on Earth to be haunted by, I think a Furby would be way up there. So I'm going to say,
Creepy.
man, you know what? No, I'm going to go with the haunting of the Furby just because I'm nobody's bottom bitch. So I think even if it's Poe. So I'm going to go ahead and just go with the I'm going to go with the Furby
Which
option.
one is Poe? Which color is Poe?
The red one, the cute one.
I don't
Oh,
know.
is it? Okay. It's been a while.
So here's why I'm not going with the bottom bitch for Poe. And it's just I don't think if I get into some trouble as a prostitute, he's going to be there to protect me. The coordination, like, because that's his whole role, right? And he's just going to be like, "Hey, you're making $1." I ran off with all the money, Poe. Why weren't you? I was screaming and I needed you, and you weren't there, Poe. Money.
Hey! Now I'm going to put a label on the video.
Edit.
Just blur that one.
Well,
They fall over a lot too. If you watch the intro, they fall over. He won't protect you. I'll tell you that.
well, he can hit him with his purse, can he?
Oh, maybe.
Don't they
that's-
carry purses? Isn't that was a
One
Falwell's
does.
thing? He said they carried purses so they were gay or
One
something.
does.
I don't know.
I don't.
As if carrying a purse means that you're gay, but it's
That
tinky.
was Falwell, not me.
Anyway,
Our friend used to have a plush Teletubby in her house. I forget which one it was because this was like the early 90s.
Was
And
it haunting her?
yeah, I don't know. I can't. I'm with Kelly on this. I can't have some Teletubby coming up to me. Where's my mother? Where's my mother? You know.
I have a question.
So I'd be haunted by the Furby. I'm up. The house is already haunted, so I got nothing to lose.
I have a question. Is Poe pimping me out to other Teletubby-like creatures?
Oh,
Poe pimping me out to people of my species? Because,
that's a good question.
yeah, I don't know which is better, to be honest.
terrifying.
I wanted to hear which one you prefer, really.
That's terrifying.
I'm not sure. I want a lineup of each. Like, you'll be with these or these, or you can go with the Furby.
Maybe it's a group thing and there's both.
And we're done.
That's very disappointing.
And we're done. This whole section is now sullied to the point where I don't know what I'm going to do with it later. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode of Night of NUMB at Home. This has been a little more informative than any of us ever wanted, but we now know too much. But anyways, thanks again. We will see you guys again later. Have yourselves a great day.